Hello and welcome back. I wanted to take a moment and do like a brief overview of the DR hardware here. So we've added FEX. Here are the connections for the fabric extender. It's going to give us 48 1 gig ports. And then these interfaces here are for the netapp 2552, 2 ports to each channel. The other 2 you see back there are for the cluster network. And then these 4 go over to the Dell VMware hypervisors that we'll set up later. So we're going to set these all up, and we're going to configure, in this video we're going to configure the FEX, and we're going to configure the network interfaces on the 2552. I don't think we'll get to the hypervisors yet, but this much we'll do the VPCs for the 2552. We'll get the FEX added, see how that works. And I'm doing this FEX dual homed, so each switch has 2 ports going to the FEX, and there's a few different ways that these things can be configured, but this way it gives you like a full mesh redundancy for the switch. Okay, so let's start with configuring the FEX here. Okay, so our ports for the FEX are ETH 127 and 128. So first thing we have to do is enable the feature. Next, to an interface range. Okay, so right there, we took our interfaces, made our port channel on the A side, and then set the switch port mode to FEX Fabric, associated it with FEX 100, and we did our VPC as 100 as well. So this is all you need to do right here. So just save that little bit of info. Alright, and there we go. We see FEX 100 is online. Now, if we do a show interface status, we'll see it's connected, and Port channel 100, FEX 100 is connected. VLAN 1 is just what it says. I mean, everything trunks through that port. So any VLANs you have configured will run through this just fine. And then we have all of our ports here. All right, so this port is my uplink port to the network here, right? So the equipment you see is for my DR site. So that's going into the data center. And the network here is staying here. So if we do so if we look at it this way, this is my uplink. I made VLAN 19, if you remember from the second video. Made VLAN 19 and I disabled the interface on it because the interface IPs are the IPs local to here. So to my primary site. So this uplink brings my primary site into this set of Nexus switches. And from here, we're going to take a look at how to configure ports on this. All right, so I had in a previous config I had already made this. If you're doing this fresh install, you won't have anything there. And in this case, if you look at this, because this uplink is to another switch, it sends STP frames, spanning tree. We have to enable this filter in order to get this port online, because the FEX doesn't want to be connected to switches. It only wants to be connected to end devices, and this is kind of your workaround for that. But when you do this, you open yourself up to getting switch loops if you don't make sure that you're not looping things. Okay, and then from here, so I've got these interfaces here, 1.3, 1.5, 1.6, 1.7, 1.9, and 1.10 are all interfaces to the netapp. And let me see. I'm gonna have no connectivity to it right now, so we'll just start. We'll configure. We'll configure them on this. We'll configure those ports on this VLAN 19 to start with, and then build it out a little from there. But just to establish connectivity with it, so we can use it again. And you'll notice that this isn't the greatest of connections because I'm using a Wi-Fi range extender to get my network from my office in the house down to the swing gear that's set up in my dining room. Okay, so let's start with three. Okay, and this is now, in order for these ports to come up, you have to have the same config on both sides. So we're going to do the same thing again. if I pull up, let me see what my interfaces are. So that one is, I should make that more descriptive. Then, can I reach it? I can. All right. So now the second one here, we'll do the second one just like this, so you can see it happen. All right. So the next one is so that was 3. So 5 and 6 are my data ports. 7. And nothing. I will bet you that port moved. I'll bet you that port moved to another interface because it was trying to connect, because I don't have any connections. Hop on the netapp right quick. All right, so oh, I did that wrong. Okay. Did I? I did. I IP'd that as 18 instead of 118. All right, so let's fix that, and then we'll see it come up. There we go. All right. So let's get all of these other interfaces back where they're supposed to be. After, I'm gonna have to do these other ones first though. So I'm gonna have to do the 1 gig data interfaces, and those And those will be 5 and 6. Yeah, I gotta do them one by one. And do channel group 105. And this is, I'm just giving, this is the name of the, when I bond these interfaces on the NetApp side, it's going to give me this A0A interface. So I'm going to take E0A and E0B, and combined in this port channel they'll be A0A. If that makes sense. Okay. So edge trunk is where we're, like it says here, you should only be enabled on ports connected to a single host. So the 2 ports that this port channel makes up are connected to the same host. So that's that. And then we're going to do VPC 105. Oh, did I already do VPC 105? What? Oh, no, I don't. Yeah, my bad. You don't port channel. You don't VPC ports on FEX. You just configure them as you see here. So now I need to do the other interface. Right. so those should be set now. And well, they're set on the A controller. Do the B side next. All right, so here's what we're after: 9 and 10. So channel group 109. As I think I said before, I'm using the numbers I use are based on the number of the port, the starting port in the set. That way, I can always know if it's 109, I automatically know it's on my FEX and it's port 9 plus whatever other ports are member ports. And then over here, it's the exact same thing. Okay. All right, there we go. And on the netapp, we don't have anything on A or B, so I should be good to make interfaces. Let's do. So there's a couple ways you can sort through this. Okay. Actually, add them on 2. This is happening a little bit because I already had a data interface set up on here to do something else. I was playing with something the other day and just kind of, I guess I just jacked it up for myself. Did I not create the... Good grief. Okay. So now that we have that A0A, I can move the NFS interface one of these days. I will get this done. Okay, so now The interface is on A0A. Let's see if it's up. And it is up, which means our port channel is alive and well. Don't know how much more of this I really want to. I don't know how much more of this you would be interested in, because this is kind of a NetApp specific stuff here, doing these interfaces. But I mean, that's ultimately how you're going to create, how you're going to add effects to your Nexus. And these FEXs are cheap. Like if you decide you want to try this stuff, absolutely get effects, because they're like I bought this one off of eBay for like $85, and it came brand new. Like it was in the original packaging. It came with rails and everything. They're dirt cheap, and that way you don't have to waste your 10 gig ports. Like you don't have to use like 1 gig SFPs to plug in regular Ethernet to those 10 gig ports, and just makes it real easy. And then here the whole, I guess you've seen a little bit of the NetApp stuff. So this is how you set up an LACP port channel with NetApp. I'm going to do the same thing on the 10 gig interfaces, which are these guys here, except this, what you're going to see with the Nexus, the 5Ks, because there's an A side and a B side, is the Ethernet 117 is going to be E0E on controller A, and port 17 over here is going to be E0F on controller A, and 18 is going to be controller B, and 18 over here is going to be controller B as well. So, and then you port channel and you VPC, and then everything becomes happy. Yeah, sorry to ramble on and take so long with this video, but yeah, I guess that's it. If you have any questions, drop a comment, and I will see you next time. Thanks for watching.